All right, there we go. Okay, wasn't sure if we were going. So today we're going to do factoring like what we did yesterday, but we're going to approach it differently. Now, I kind of grew up with two methods. I grew up with the multiply it out and figure it out and guess and check and keep going until you solve the answer, you give up. And then I learned this way. And I like this way. To me, this makes more sense. I can see my answer. It's cleaner, not as messy, in my opinion. It looks longer, but in the end, I think it helps more. Now, if this just is completely, utterly a disaster for you today, I'm sorry. If you love it, awesome. I love it too. We can be friends. But seriously, I know we learned it one way yesterday, and you're like, yeah, I get it now. I practiced it, I get it. Now she's going to throw another way at me. What the heck? I don't want to do it. I already know it this way. Let me keep this way. I'm just going to ask you to try it. If you don't like it, fine. Okay, let's do it. So, again, starting with words so that you have a word copy of what's being said. So step number 1, here's my problem I'm trying to solve. Write a giant capital T off to the side, because it's called T factoring for a reason. We use this giant capital T. Done. On top of that capital T, I'm so sorry, will be the multiplication of the first term with the last one, which is 3 times 5, which is negative 15. Cool. Step number 2. Write the factors that multiply into the top, but add to the middle. So 1 and 15, nope. Negative 3 and 5, nope. Negative 5 and 3, woo! So again, we're going to multiply to the last number, add to the middle number. Notice how that doesn't change. That process will still be the same of multiplying the first with the last and multiplying the first two, adding to the middle. So in this case, we're going to do negative 5 and 3 again. Now, the difference is that instead of starting already on the parentheses, I'm going to rewrite my middle term using the two numbers I just found. The reason being is now I can do this thing called factoring by grouping, which means that when I have a group 4 terms, I can split it into the first two and divide something out of that. So what can be divided out of 3p squared and 3p? I can divide out of 3p. Cool. What I'm left with is p plus 1. What I do is I leave a little space and I write exactly the same thing again. Yes, again, I copy it. It's the whole point of factoring by grouping. It's awesome. I only really do a couple steps of math. So then I ask myself, how did this negative 5p minus 5 turn into p plus 1? Or what did I divide out? Negative 5 divided by what gave me 1? Well, the answer turned into negative 5. Oh, come on. There we go. So my answer turns into a combination of the two I just found and one copy of the thing that I copied over. Let's try it together. So first steps first, we're multiplying together. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 goes on top. Let me change from that to the pen. So let's think. What multiplies to 8 but adds to 6? We have 1 and 8. No. 2 and 4. Yeah. 2 plus 4 gives me 6. 2 times 4 gives me 8. So I'm going to rewrite this, and I want to be logical. If I already have a 2, I'm going to follow it with that 2. So I have 2x squared plus 2x plus 4x plus 4. Alrighty. What can be divided out of these first 2 terms? Numbers, letters, both? You're right, both. I can take out a 2x. When I divide out a 2x, I'm left with x plus 1. I'm going to leave a little space, and I'm going to write x plus 1 again. Taking a look at the last 2 terms now. How did I get to x plus 1? Well, let's take a look. I started with 4x, and I ended with 1x. So 4 divided by what gives me 1? 4. Okay. Well, then let's take a look at this guy. Does 4 divided by 4 give me 1 again? Yeah. So I write plus 4 in the middle there. My answer is the stuff on the outside put together and 1 of the copied. All right, let's try it again. 2 times 4. 4 times 8 gives me 32. So I put 32 on big old top of that T. Okay, so what multiplies to a positive 32 adds to negative 12? That's a lot of stuff to check. Well, let's check the 2 numbers we did. Well, positive 4 and positive 8 give me positive 12, but what about negative 4 and negative 8? Do those add to a negative 12? Okay, so I have 4x squared minus 4x minus 8x plus 8. What divides out of these 2? 4x, good. What's left is x. Switch colors. Sorry. What's left is x plus minus. Oh, I cannot do multiplication today. X minus 1. Because 4x, negative 4x divided by 4x is just negative 1. So then I get x minus 1 again. And then I took a look at the last 2. And what number can come out of those? Well, if I have negative 8 here, negative 8 divided by what gives me 1? Positive 8 divided by what gives me negative 1? Negative 8. So my answer is 4x minus 8 times x minus 1. I have a problem or 2 left. I don't quite remember. 2 left. Okay. Do these 2. Check them. Let me know. Difficult, difficult. It wasn't those numbers this time. Oops, I'm not purple. Not keeping it like that. Bum, 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 and you're done.